Thank you, Madam Speaker. To the bill.
To the bill.
Colleagues, while preparing for today, I was reminded of many things, one of which was the essential nature of the issues embedded within this particular measure. Now, some references have been made, but I want to take this moment to read some words you're familiar with, but I want you to put them in the 21st century context. Number one, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free speech thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press. That one we always remember. Or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. I want to get to that in a little bit. Look at number 9. The enumeration in this Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. And the 10th, the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved for the states respectively or to the people. Federalism has been talked about earlier today, and in fact, federalism is at the heart of this particular issue. I ask us to reflect upon the power of a people to have unfettered access to a free, open, responsibly sustained public square. Because ultimately, that public square, the ability to peaceably assemble virtually, is in fact what the internet, I think, is all about. That public square in modern times is called the internet, a global network of structures and systems linking us all together. And I suggest that in a 21st century landscape, the internet is the public square, not merely for citizens of our nation, our state, or communities, but in truth for citizens of a shared planet that is increasingly interconnected. You see, free states exist solely because of the rights of a citizenry to learn, to listen, to share, to speak, of a citizenry to facilitate change through the power of the ballot rather than the bullet. It's not an accident, if you look at history, that the first action of any tyrant is to seize the instruments of communications, to delegitimize those posing a challenge, to replace the existing norms through optimization of all available means of communication. In the past, this meant control of newspapers, of radio, and of television access. Today, the instrument is the internet. It is the 21st century marketplace for ideas, for innovation, and organization. Recent federal changes have put the access, availability, and management of the structures and systems inherent to a free and unfettered internet at significant risk. And in a free state, the most important right, the right that all of us have, that we must ensure to keep with our duty, is to make sure that all have the right to listen, to learn, to share, and to speak. I happen to believe this legislation is a marker. The reach is limited because of federal laws that prevent state and local determination. It fits within the federal structure. And yet I happen to believe that this particular measure is appropriately scaled, shaped, and sized. If passed, it will tell the world that Oregonians value a free, open, and transparent internet and put our money only in relationships and partnerships that also value those things. It is a procurement issue, but that procurement issue, the ability to have a contract and a partnership, is important. I believe it will tell the world that if you seek to prosper from profits gained from the public purse, you shall not do so while engaged in stripping our citizens of their rights to learn, to listen, to share, or to speak. You see, colleagues, I enter this particular discussion having been a part of a dreaded public enterprise, the Monmouth Independence Network. Now, it's not a public utility commission, but it is in fact a publicly owned, publicly operated, not-for-profit organization that provides broadband to the citizens of Monmouth and Independence at lower costs than you're going to find anywhere else. And the reason we built that was because in 1999, in this very building, a certain state senator who was the president of the Senate at that point suggested that if there was profitability in it, U.S. West or other folks would come to town and offer the services, but that until it was profitable, the public really didn't need it. We did not believe that that was, in fact, the way it should be, so we built our own. Now, like all tools, the internet has its problems. It's designed for a specific task, and at times it falls far short of what we hope of it. In the end, I urge you to vote yes for this measure, not because it's going to solve all things, but that it is, in fact, a small step toward communicating our values about how the larger conversation is going to unfold. Oregon does not have the biggest megaphone in the room, But our megaphone is important, and I think it's absolutely critical that we align our values with our contracts. I urge an aye, yes.